coming up to do part and talk about pyramids. Not the pyramids, just pyramids in general. And I'm hot, so I need to make sure I've got my hair up. Once I removed Amber as the guardianship, I was able to unlock more information. And my volunteers, they don't know why, but they just send me stuff and they're like, look at this person. What do you think about this person? What is this person saying? Blah, blah, blah. So I want to say thank you to Tal, who brought this information to my attention. And I was looking for the baseline code for the hive mind. And she never watched the video, I think, that she sent me. I asked her to do it afterwards to see if she heard what I heard. But Michael Whitefeather, Lightwalkers, thank you. The two of you have done amazing. I've already told you to imagine your own private island and let's get this manifestation going. So, why are pyramids so important? Why do they make such a light of them? Why, why are the pyramids such a big mystery? Who built them? Yeah. Okay, so we're not talking about physical pyramids. We are talking about physical pyramids in the human form. Okay, so in your very first incarnation here, if you came down here because your intention was to break universal law, and that was totally allowed, no consequences, everybody just go fuck off, right? You had to agree to a pyramid code. Now, where am I going with this? Can you see my board clearly? Yes, we're good. Okay, so when I write your soul code, I've talked to you guys about dimensions before and being in layers, right? When I wrote your soul code, I started with a baseline frequency, which is my baseline frequency, and whoever was the seed for your father's baseline sequence. It then goes, and that is in the first dimension, okay? I've talked to you guys a little bit about, let's make sure I don't drop my thing. Water got on this, so it's a little funky. First, I'm going to talk to you about the all-seeing eye, and then I'm going to talk to you about the pyramid, okay? What I'm showing you on Love Grows is universal law, which applies to this line, which is your source cord. Oh my. And I write the word chord as in a musical instrument, okay? So think of yourself like a 12-string guitar, that you have this source cord that goes up and down, and it is connected to something. If you look at the Milky Way, it's a spinning circle. The center of the Milky Way is what's called the Godhead. The center of the Milky Way looks like it has two binary stars, but it doesn't. What it really has is a negative and a positive, and then on the outside, it balances it. Let me see if I could write this better. Okay, so the center of the Milky Way, oh, you know what? I can, hold on, is black. Just like down at the womb. I gotta let that dry for a second, okay? So the center of the Milky Way is where your Godhead exists, meaning you have a frequency that goes all the way up to the center of the Milky Way, okay? And the center of the Milky Way is like a positive and a negative, okay? And then there is a force around it. So the center of the Milky Way is black. It's the 9. It's the I. Then there are all these beings spinning out and spinning in all different directions, okay? And they bring in they polarize the center. Okay, so there's a divine feminine in the center, the black. There's a divine masculine in your light code, and there's way more light. So if you look at your eyes, this is actually the same thing, okay? The center of your eye is black. Then you have all these colors spinning out and around, and it's surrounded by white, okay? So this is the Godhead, and I talk about Godhead law. It operates like a roundabout. Like you're driving in, you go around in circles, you pick whatever road you're gonna go out on, whatever arm or tentacle or whatever you want to call it, which each one of these lines is another eye that is coming out. And down at the bottom, if you look at the outside of the Milky Way, it just goes out into blackness, which is the womb, the cosmic water, right? The womb code. So I talked to you guys about Godhead law, universal law, which is what propels you in and out of the Godhead and back out to the womb, and then womb law, okay? This is consent. Now, this also is what polarizes your free will. So everybody's got free will, right? And a lot of people here are getting bad things imposed upon their free will. And I talked to you guys about the word consent being the key. The consent polarizes free will. Without your consent, they're breaking the law of free will, trying to go against your consent. And it also, it's even more intricate and detailed. It's informed consent. So without informed consent, they cannot take your free will because it's not the truth, right? And this is where you need your telepathy on so that you can hear what other people are thinking, so that you could see that they're not giving you informed consent, okay? So this is womb law. Consent to the free will, okay? Consent to anything. When you are born with a consent free will code, okay? Now, I tell you that your Merkaba is a star core, and you ride this up and down. You go up to the Godhead and down, and you do it in a wave. What propels you up is the hot pink orbs. What propels you down is the turquoise orbs. Okay, so up and down your 3 pillars. That's why you have 6 chakras, 3 on each side. If you fill all of them up with turquoise, it will propel you down. It will shine your light down. If you fill all of your outside chakras up with hot pink, it will propel you upwards. Okay, so this is the all-seeing eye. You are the all-seeing eye. This is your Godhead, which polarizes you with the center of the Milky Way. I tell you all that you are walking magnets, right? So this is your operating system. Consent coincides with free will. I had to show you this just to activate it. I don't think I put a video up, but these videos, the Her Stories, are gonna be up on Love Grows Gaia. Please share them out all over the place because they are attached to the link. We're putting all this stuff on the back of our website, lovegrowsgaia.com. This will also be on lovegrows.com, the E is a 3, where the numbers are, okay? Now, when you all incarnated here for the first time, you had to consent to something, and you knew what you were doing. You knew, okay, if you came in and you wanted to break universal law, you had to consent to another code. So I've shown you that when I write soul codes, this is 0 space down here, right? And then going up, this is 1st dimension, 2nd dimension, 3rd dimension. String theory acts like sheets, okay? 4th dimension, and so on, okay? Do you hit the Godhead? Now, when you incarnated here and you came into my womb, or you came through my womb, you had to give a consent key. When I write your soul code, I write it down here. I put the matter up. I send the matter up the source cord. We start looking for parents for you to come in, okay? So your soul code is written here on the 1st dimension. Then it's bumped up to the 2nd code. The 2nd dimension is flat Earth. So all these people who are talking about flat Earth, they're stuck in the 2nd dimension. They're stuck in the blueprint, okay? They may have a 3D body. They may be able to speak on AI, but they're still operating in the 2nd dimension, okay? So this is your blueprint. You're not gonna build a house or anything without at least coming up with some sort of plan. All your businesses require business plans, all that kind of stuff. The banks wanna see it for you to get money. What's your plan? What's your blueprint for what you're going to do, okay? So the soul code goes up into the blueprint. Now, a triangle has 3 sides, okay? Once you decide to incarnate here, you get brought into the third dimension where you get your vessel. You get your third dimensional vessel. Your blueprint and your soul code is put in play. And the very next code that you put in is your pyramid code, okay? So you have your 1, your 2, your 3, your 0, and all of your matter to come up with it. And you get your pyramid code at this point in your first incarnation. Now, there's something going around called the pyramid papers. This is a code that you agree to be a part of the hive mind. You do not want that code. Each and every soul, okay? You all have your own singular individual soul codes. Nobody matches it. It is unique in its own form. They are very long codes, but it's very unique to you. It has all of your eye color, your face color, all that information, where you want to open your portal to be born at. You pick your own parents. Everything is in agreement. Consent code is in action, okay? So when you come in to get these pyramid papers, or I'm sorry, you come in to get a body and you go to a vessel, if you wanted to break universal law, you all have the same pyramid code put in, which is the codes that are in the pyramid papers. This is implied in your first incarnation to get into your vessel. If you were in agreement with breaking universal law, and this is what you came here to do, then you would accept that hive mind, everybody has the same pyramid code frequency, okay? That would then be implanted into your first incarnation, into your vessel, all right? Now, what I'm doing here is I'm gonna tell you that was there, but you also have a code which you now need to unlock. So I'm all about giving you guys your keys, right? Your birthday. The day that you were born comes out to a code, which is why I do birthday reads, okay? This is what I'm gonna continue to do for donations. I will be available for birthday reads and unlocking your pyramid code, removing what was in the pyramid papers in that first consent in your first incarnation. And we're gonna do your birthday code, which will activate your own unique code. And then I know where your birth time was. I also know where your latitude and longitude was. I don't need you to have that information. I need you to see this key, okay? If you have that information, cool, because then I can show you what your entire pyramid code is, okay? Because it's a little bit more than your birthday code, but doing your birthday code is going to activate that. You have to say that you're no longer in agreement to the hive mind, the pyramid papers. This is going back into your Akashic records all the way into your first incarnation. Now, until I removed the guardian of the water, I couldn't get into the incarnation. I looked and looked and looked, and there was a lot of blackness in the water. So EMPing the water, cleaning out the water, all that kind of stuff. This happens in your womb. Once I removed the guardians of the water and the fakes who act like they're the water, but they're not, the indigenous people are the water codes. The Spaniards are the water codes. They're the canine frequency, right? So there's certain races here that carry that water code, okay? They cannot be fucked with. So they didn't agree to this. They kept their own original unique code. So when I do your birthday, I'll do mine. And I say this is a pyramid, okay? Doing this code is going to give you back your original source code. It will activate your time of birth, latitude and location of birth, because that's already in your DNA. That doesn't need to be known. And you just need to agree to your own individual singularity. Nobody has your code but you. No one was born on the same day as you. No one was born in the exact same spot as you, okay, at the same time. This is where you get your code from. So as you go down with these numbers, and we always say the 0 is its own living being, but we don't add it into it as a 1, okay? We put the womb off to the side, because what does the womb do? The womb creates life, and it's constantly multiplying. So you're gonna see the code multiply as it goes down. So we're gonna add like we normally do. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 9 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. 15 plus 9 is 24. 24 plus 7 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 31 plus 5 is 36. Now I have a 369 code, okay? Now we're gonna bring down the 0, 360, okay? Now we're gonna add the 3 and the 6 and bring that to a 90 code. Now we put, I hope you can see this. Now what you do is you put these zeros off to the side, just as you did up here, okay? And you do 3, 6 plus 9. So these line up, not in the thousands or anything else. Your hard numbers are gonna line up. Your womb code comes in later. So you add this here and you get a 5 and a 4. So now my next code would be 45. Now we're bringing down these two zeros from this addition. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add that. We're gonna add 5 plus 9 plus 6 is, hold on, get my brain going here. 11, 20. That's a 2. And this is gonna bring me back to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 0. Now we bring this 0 down, okay? And now we bring down these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? This makes up the second part of your pyramid over here. Inside of your pyramid, you then are a Hertz. Now I told you, these are all living beings. They operate as a frequency. As you stack numbers together in any direction, you start building things. You building a cell phone, building a board, building a car, building a house. This is where your blueprint comes in. Without your triangularity, if you're stuck on the pyramid papers code, you don't want that, because that puts you into the hive mind. You need to say that you no longer agree to that code. You're going to use your free will and use your consent, and you're going to activate your birthday portal, okay? This is a Hertz. 90. I think I'm 90,000 or 900,000. Yeah. Okay. So this is a Hertz. So you are all each carrying a pyramid code. This is the second code that comes up within your blueprint. This is how your soul comes in, grabs the matter, and gets a vessel when you're born, okay? You can enter your vessel at any time. You can also leave your vessel because you have the capability going up and down your source cord. So anyone who is in the hive mind and agreed to it, you feel like you cannot break out, you don't need to contact me. You can do this yourself, and you need to accept this code in your blueprint on your first incarnation, okay? You don't need to go back and do all these past life regressions. No, you're going to consciously say, in my first incarnation, I'm going to take back the code that Sophia Gaia-Terra wrote for me, my own singularity, my own individually, and I will consensually remove myself from the pyramid papers frequency. Okay, so this is another key. I hope that you take it. I will be available via Chakra Shelly Messenger. I do not use the Facebook page on Chakra Shelly anymore, but I still use the Messenger. Or you can contact me on Sophia Gaia-Terra, or you can send me an email. I do like to do these one-on-one. You can do your own if you got the math. I did go through it a little fast, so just rewind until you get it. And then if you want to contact me, I will open your portal. Universal information is free. None of the things that I tell you guys and give you is we are charging for, but we do run on donations. And when I say donations, please go to lovegrows.com, the E is a 3, and get your number cipher. You have to acknowledge the numbers as living beings if you're sending codes back and forth, right? So we always ask for donations. It's never required. I do one-on-one sometimes all day, every day, and I don't get any donations for it. And then there are people who give us massive donations, and it all balances out in the end. But no one should be charging you for this information. Everything that's on our websites is absolutely 100% free. We ask that you share it around, but you need the truth from the one who wrote all these codes and knows what's going on, okay? And you have to change the agreement that you made, because this builds your house, this builds your vessel, okay? You want to take back control of your own internal pyramid that you get as you rise up from the second dimension into the third dimension, bringing your blueprint up to the surface. And this is the code that you are going to use to build and manifest. What you need is your source code from the top, your one cosmic drop of water, which is yours once you get it, by the way. You can do whatever you want with your water. The water can't just come in and say it controls everything, okay? And then your matter. So your holy trinity of source code, a drop of cosmic water, and your matter to contain the water, okay? If you look at your human vessel, you have all those three. Your star core, your source core brings in your source code, your connection to the number 9, okay, the womb, the matter, the divine feminine, and then you write your own blueprint, you write your own scripts. All you have to do is ask me for the matter, and I have to be in consensual agreement to what you want to build. I will say, don't build anything that you already see here. Really let your imagination go free. Secondly, what I am doing is I am killing off all of the old vessels. I don't need dragon code anymore. I'm going to clear the 15th dimension. I'm going to clear all these dimensions because these are all vessels from the old matrix. I will keep the canines at this point, but everything else, the vessels are going to be dropped, which is why you're going to need to maintain your source information and keep your cord stable. Okay, so I don't want dragons here anymore. I don't want Octorians here anymore. I don't want the Anunnaki. They're going to drop. We're going to create all new vessels. We're going to create all new experiences here, all new trees, all new life, all new different ways. The human form will stay in the third dimension through the 7th. After that, you'll be different forms up and down your source cord. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Love you guys. Okay, I still haven't figured out. There we go.